and welcome to another episode of the Black Girl Business Hour. I am your host, L.Will, also known as Lena Wilson. I am the owner of Rebellious Beauty, LLC, an organic and vegan skincare company. I am also the owner of Business Beauty Rebel 216, and I am also the creator of the group Sister to Sister, Business Networking, Promotions, and Acquisitions. Season 2, y'all, is going. And I am ever so proud to have yet another fabulous guest on our wonderful show. We have been going strong now for 2 seasons, and season 2 has been working. Like, I didn't think season 2 was going to go hard. Season 2 going hard, okay? So today's wonderful special guest that we have on the show today is a very... Is everybody close and personal to me? I'm gonna get some total strangers on this show, okay? Okay, everybody's close and personal to me, and she is no different. Today's guest on the Black Girl Business Hour is my girl, Meghan Fagalar, owner of Nfluenced Inc. Everybody give it up for Meghan. Clap in the chat.
Hi. Hello.
Yes. So Nfluenced is a woman-owned and minority brand founded in 2020. Is your go-to destination for all of your promotional marketing needs. Her team of experts specializes in designing unique and attention-grabbing merchandise that will set your brand apart from the competition. The social media team is also there to help you increase your online presence and connect with your target audience, which I can't scream enough, okay? With Nfluenced Inc., you can take your business to the next level with innovative and effective promotional strategies. Again, give it up for our guest, Meghan Fagalar. Hi, Meghan. How are you, honey?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So, welcome to the Black Girl Business Hour.
Thank you.
We've been trying to get you on here for what? 127 days? 127 years? Like
something like that. Something like that.
And we finally got you on. Yeah, look at you getting claps all up in here. Make sure you guys get your questions ready because there is going to be a Q&A at the end. So make sure you get your questions ready for Miss Meghan. Before we get started, of course, y'all know we got to pay the bills. And we've been getting some real sponsors up in here. And I am ever so proud of y'all. Look at y'all contacting me about the sponsorship. So the sponsor for this week's episode of the Black Girl Business Hours is Ruthies List. Ruthies List is a directory that helps you find professional Black-owned businesses quickly and easily. Whether you need personal or business service, Ruthies List is a valuable resource accessible by an app. Business owners can also register their business with Ruthies List by downloading that app that was created by the owner of Ruthies List. Follow Ruthies List on all social media platforms to stay up to date. And visit their website and make sure you sign up for Ruthies List at ruthiesList.com. So Meghan, let's get into this interview, hon. So I got in contact with Meghan Actually, I think we kind of ran across each other on Facebook, and then we hit heads on Clubhouse. That's where we really got cool with one another. And I just know Meghan was always, her Clubhouse room was always jumping, okay? And then I realized, hey, we follow each other on Facebook. And from there, we became really good friends. But influence has been, I would say, a plethora of things, because influence got it going on. I don't know if y'all know, influence has been several things. And it's not just one particular thing. I think it's a movement, it's a lifestyle. So from your lips, Meghan, you tell me what Nfluenced is as a whole, and why did you start Nfluenced?
So initially, it began as a clothing retailer, but I realized that it wasn't the right fit, and then I shifted to natural beauty products.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that I just have a passion for assisting business owners. So leveraging the knowledge that I had from affiliate marketing and promoting businesses, I took on this new journey.
Okay, and the new journey is now social media marketing.
Promotional marketing. I create and design merch. I'm actually a ghost a designer for a clothing brand right now. So
Okay.
yeah, so I have my hand in a little bit of everything.
As you should, because how many streams of income should we always have working?
7.
At least 7. Mother says so. 7 streams of income. Okay. So that's why I say influence is not just one thing, it is a movement. Okay.
Mhm.
That is the brand. Everything else is history. Okay. Everything else will be history. So did you start it because it was it the pivot and shift in what you see now, as far as everything moving into a digital format? And with us becoming more of a social media world, was that one of the biggest reasons why you shifted from clothing and skincare to the digital world?
Yeah, and I have more of a connection with the digital world, I should say, because that's how, of course, with affiliate marketing, I mean, I was reviewing products for big brands. Then I started to review products for smaller businesses. And I was like, you know what? I have this knack for doing this. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to use it for the good of the small business. And I've just been doing it since.
Okay. And this the social media part of it started in 2020, correct? Now, when did
Well,
influence-
so in 2020, Influence Carp, it started as our retailer. And then with going through my mentorship with you, I was like, you know what? I'm do this. I'm going into the beauty industry. I'm going for the natural beauty line. And then I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just not. So I've been doing like affiliate marketing and social media marketing for a while now. It's just I didn't turn it into like an official job until about this year.
So what you're saying is you took this wonderful mentorship who said, hey, you have to find what makes you happy and not just what, you know.
I did.
Okay.
I did. I
Could you
definitely did.
could you quite possibly tell us who that wonderful mentor was?
Oh, my mentor, her name is Lena Wilson.
Oh my God, I think that's me. Oh,
That's you. It's you. Oh my goodness.
what? What?
Yeah.
And you mean it? You mean it helped you? I helped you?
Yeah,
What?
you did. You
That's
did.
awesome.
Mhm.
It's Lena Wilson. Sounds like an awesome person.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you found your niche, because niche is everything. Because if you don't have a niche, then it's just kind of like you're fiddling around, right?
No, honestly, yeah. And that's what it felt like. It definitely did. I was just like, here we go, trying something else. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do what I actually like to do.
And I'm pretty sure that I've said plenty of times, yeah, this is a great idea, but is it your niche?
Right. Yes. Yes. Multiple times.
In very high tones of voice. And maybe gathered in a few cuss words. Okay. But
No big deal though. No big deal.
no big deal. In a healthy way. In a very healthy way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Anne. She says that Lena Wilson's a wonderful woman. Well, I appreciate that. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So tell me, Megan, how does Influence approach social media management for its clients? So like, how do you approach what step you're going to take when someone calls you and says, help, this social media thing is beyond me. What do I do?
So what I do for the clients, I like to develop a customized strategy based on their goal, their target audience, which you have no idea how many times the target audience was not the correct audience, and then their brand identity. So I focus on creating engaging content, analyzing metrics, and then staying up to date with industry trends, just to make sure their social media presence. Well, the president, he must be talking about me.
I hope not, child. Stay off their radar.
But just to make sure their social media presence is effective and successful. So,
and target audience, let me tell y'all something. And I'm gonna dip in here because I'm pretty sure this was a part of the mentorship about target audiences. You cannot be out here selling bedroom candy at the kids stuff. Okay? It doesn't work that way. You have to know, like, for instance, I do have a skincare company and my target audience is skin. I don't care what color it is. I don't care who it's on. It's skin. So you have to know who your market audience are. You serving just Black women or women in general, or Black men or men in general, or Caucasian men, or children, or people in college, or teenagers, or older people? Who is your target audience? Because your social media, your content should be wrapped around that. Okay, mine is wrapped around skin. So you're probably going to see lots and lots of skin in my content.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're selling coffee, you should have a lot of coffee in there. Okay. If you're selling marketing, you should have a lot of marketing in your marketing. Okay. So target audience is like you, it has to happen. Okay. Period. You know what I'm saying? So tell me why. After you've identified all these things with your client, provide me, like, what's the next step after the fact that you've got with the client, you figured out what you're going to do with them. Is there like an assessment? Do you do like a call? Like, what happens after that?
So what we end up doing is, once we've assessed everything, I do decide to sit down, go over a strategy. Now, I've dealt with people, and I'm gonna be 100% honest. I've come up with strategies for people, and they're dealing with business coaches. And we bumping heads because the business coach is giving them one thing, and I'm giving them another. So when it comes to situations like that, I actually, if we do decide to continue the relationship, I'll give them, okay, well, let's do 30 days with what your business coach said. See how that works. And then we can go into the strategy that I've developed for you. And most of the time.
Is that a really big headbutt though? Because, you know, I think what a coach does versus what social media managed does is totally different. So do you find yourself headbutting with that a lot? And have you, I would say, in an effort to overcome, have you had to separate and say, you know what, this relationship is just not working?
I actually have.
Okay.
And I was okay with it. And I had to let the client know that it's not the fact that it's something that I don't want to do. It's just the fact that you're pushing another direction than where we need to go.
So one of those, I'm not going to make you choose. I'm just going to let you go ahead with the coach.
Yeah.
And that's good that you recognize that, because a lot of people will try to continue to fight that instead of just saying, you know what, I can't help you, and that's okay. So can you provide me an example of a successful campaign that Nfluenced has executed for a client? Like, what is one of your, I would say, your career best on something that you've done?
So I actually am still dealing with this particular company, and it's a makeup brand. So,
okay.
And this was literally my first kick at doing this for, you know, a makeup line, because honestly, I was just dealing with other, you know, big names, nothing small. So I've been with this company for 3 years now.
Okay.
And they launched a new cosmetic product. And so through the social media campaign, we wound up selling the product out. And I want to say it was like 2 hours.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. And that was from the social media campaign.
Yeah, that was a social media campaign that we ran. And actually right now, we just had a conversation, and she is currently grossing a high 6 figures, and I'm still working with her. So
that's awesome. And when you say campaign, you're meaning like, okay, we're going to hit the social media page with 3 posts a day, so many stories, so many reels, so many videos, whatever. That's what a campaign consists of, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So, because I've been through a couple of them, and everybody's been different. You know, I've had some virtual people, especially when I'm traveling. I don't have time to sit and do that. So I have hired social media people to do it. You know, like if I'm at the shows, I'll send them back the live shots from the vending shows, and then they'll put something together really, really quickly. Like, do you do stuff like that?
I do. I'll do that with other brands. Currently working with a travel brand right now, doing that. So when they go on trips, they send me the pictures and everything, and I post them on their social media. Currently, we're trying something different with them. We are doing the fun facts on Wednesdays, and then we're going to do either tips on Tuesdays or Thursdays. I kind of want to keep it in the middle of the week though, so probably a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday situation, since they do
Now,
travel on the weekends.
Do you like create a calendar for your like, and not that they're going to do it?
And I usually have the calendars about 2 months out.
As you should. Pretty sure I yelled at people about that. Right.
Like, so calendars 2 months out.
You should do
scheduled calendars. Yep. So those are 2 months out. And then what I try to do is work in, did you know, business information, something like, okay, they have an event coming up, so let's put that in there. We'll promote that. So I try to make sure everything is right there.
Man, who mentored you?
Oh, you know what? This lovely person.
It's great, you know? Because first of all, calendars and scheduling will never be defeated. They will never be outmatched, okay?
Right.
Your brain can't hold it. Sorry. My brain can't hold it. So I know your brain can't hold it. Okay. Don't drive yourself crazy. Make a calendar. Okay. Get your social media person, let them make you a calendar. And then you're not surprised. Like sometimes I used to be seeing my own posts come up in my own feed and I didn't do it. Like, oh, who did that? I didn't do it. And then I remember. There you go. So how does influence ensure that its strategies align with the client's brand and goals? Because like you said, with you bumping heads with coaches and other people, because people got lots of things going on. They got a social media manager, they got a business coach, they got a life coach, they got best friends, they got friends ain't doing nothing. You know, how do you maintain with all these people to say, hey, this is your brand forward and this is the way you should move? How do you ensure that what you came up with is the same thing that they're envisioning for their brand in their mind, and then you both connect and say, that's it?
So going back with brand identity, target audience, and then an industry landscape, then I come back and collaborate, with the client, and then we establish a clear objective and develop a tailored strategy that reflects their unique brand and their values. And then with that process, we can communicate and ensure our approach aligns with the vision for a project.
Don't be out here promoting weed. You don't really like weed. Like I tell people all the time, like, no, you can't be out here promoting one thing and you feel another way about something. You can't be out here talking about Make America Great Again and you all in the DNC convention doing all of it. You can't do it. It's gotta be aligned with what you saying. Because you'll be surprised on how many people I've run into that will tell me one thing and I'll be like, but wait a minute. Never mind. And I'll be so very confused. So you have to make sure your brand identity is clear and concise. Yes. And that your content matches the same thing, which also goes back to that whole separate your real life from your personal life, I guess. And I mean, lock down your personal life from your business life. Like all my stuff open, because it's all got the same alignment, okay? All of it. You know what I'm saying?
I just recently put a post out that was like, I can help y'all, because your business page is your business, your personal life, your party life, your cousin's life.
And the only reason why you should have parties on there, I mean, it's cool to, as a business owner, to see that you're still having and living a real life.
Oh yeah, but then there's also a time and a place.
It's also, I don't want to see, you selling inspirational items and then I see the back of your ass twerking, or I'm gonna see you on this Freak League document that's about to come out. Now I've already marked myself as safe. To clearly stay out of the camera's path, but that's another story.
Okay.
So, hey, 94 was a good year. Okay. Some interesting years, them 90s. But I've literally seen pages go from, to, okay, like how we get here. I've seen fitness instructors who are showing me a healthy vegan diet to we just pop bottles in the club. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty sure that doesn't go a part of your healthy vegan diet. Like,
definitely.
Now, if it's on your page, yes. And again, I've been to outings where I have posted them to my business page, but that was just a, hey, I'm off today finally, and I'm gonna enjoy my
Enjoy
time.
myself. Yes.
Yeah, but it's a time and a place, and it's a point as to how you want to do that. And I think some people get misconstrued the open page thing. Like my private page was private for a really long time. I've recently opened it up because I'm not gonna put my real life on here anyway. Like whatever you see in Rebellious Beauty is probably what's going on in my life anyway, because right now my life is Rebellious Beauty. So that part of my life has opened up. So I think with people like you, brand strategists and marketing people who have to continuously explain to people that these two parts of your life, that's back to the personal and business bank account.
Right.
Spread it out, take it away. It's cool to show what you do sometimes, but I don't want to see what you did in Miami. Just saying. I don't want to see it. So how does Nfluenced stay up to date with the latest trends? So as a social media person, so here's a good question. I'm going to throw this in here. As a social media person who is teaching people, I ain't gonna say teaching people, but working on people's social media pages, how does one keep their own page up to date and with the trends?
I actually use my page as research.
Okay.
So
can you elaborate on what you mean by research? Like, are you looking at insights, like how many people hit certain posts or hashtags, or like, what does that mean?
So I have multiple Instagram pages. And one of them has absolutely nothing on there, and I'll post every blue moon just to see what happens. Okay. Then I have one where I post moderately. Then I have one that I post frequently. Surprisingly enough, a lot of people, the one that I post on randomly is the one that gets more attention.
Crazy, ain't it?
So then I also have to look at the amount of followers. How many people I'm following to how many people are following me. Because if you have more followers than you do who you're following, then you have a better chance of actually having a nice algorithm. But if you follow 1 billion people and you only have about 10 following you, your posts aren't really going to get out there. Right. So I try to stalk other, no, I shouldn't say stalk, researching other influencers and stuff like that, just to see, what hits on them for certain subjects. So with the beauty company, I follow multiple beauty brands to see what they're doing, whether it's a big one or a small one, or if it's just a beauty influencer, to see what they're doing, what's bringing more attention to their brand. And if I notice that it's something that can be worked in with that particular brand, then okay, we can use it. We'll test it out at least. If it doesn't work, we're back at the drawing board. When it comes to my business itself, I'm still testing stuff out, but I like to use other people to test things out because that's what I'm really working for.
Right, absolutely. Because it's like yes, I have to keep this person's, Instagram, Facebook page going, but I also have to keep mine going because that's the way I get new clients. It's showing. So how do you feel about, especially in this era, and something that's going to happen really soon, is the introduction of AI?
Oh, baby, listen. And let me tell you.
The fighting that we're going to be doing, the blue check now has nothing to do with expertise, but just identifying you as human. We're basically, it's going to be us against the machines. And
I'm not even going to lie to you right now. I am loving AI, except for the pictures, because the pictures, the hands is all kind of 6,000-7,000 fingers. The eye, it needs to work on making faces and body parts and stuff like that.
It does. It's still early. It's
still early, and that's great. But AI, and I've been testing that out too when it comes to a lot of things, especially if you need to do something quick and on the move. I ain't gonna lie, I've used it. I've used it.
It is. The problem is the accuracy of some of it.
Yes.
Is it moving too fast where we don't have accuracy, where
And
we
that,
just,
that
you
is,
still got to kind of research it a little bit and make sure it's right.
that's a
And I
fact.
think, yeah, and I think that's a big thing where it's like, you know, I want to do something, get an answer and put it out there, but it's like, is that answer really right? So now should I just have researched it first? Like, I believe definitely in the next 10 years, we're going to be fighting against the machines. So,
oh yeah,
as a person who works in content, do you fear? Is there a challenge ahead? Do you have a pivot plan? Like, how do you feel about the upcoming intro of and not this intro, like the for real, it's here to stay intro of AI?
I'm not scared. I'll be honest. I actually am here for the challenge because it's still a computer.
Mm-hmm.
So computers mess up. So somebody still has to go back.
We'll always need a human touch somewhere. But I've also watched The Matrix way too many times, so you know.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I keep you know me, I'm always saying learn stuff and get ahead of it. So when it switches, you're not afraid, because fear is what sets us back. Okay. You know, I'm pretty sure 100 years ago when people had bricks of gold and they say, hey, this dollar does the same thing. And people were like, what? That you're going to use paper to pay for stuff? You're insane. And here we are.
Look, now here we are going right into cryptocurrency. So
here we are with the dollar going out and people like, what? I'm not going to have cash money? You're crazy.
Yeah.
I guarantee you again. Next year, if you have $1, just put it in your little album, because it's going to be right next to your little $2 bill, because ain't nobody going to need it.
For sure. For sure.
So it's like learn it and get ahead of it, and then you're not afraid of it. So I've been seeing, I don't know what rock people are under. The blue check talk has always been has been a lot of talk with even LeBron James saying he's not paying for a blue check. It's ridiculous. Like, I think it was, I want to say Doja Cat or somebody who said at this point, the blue check doesn't even mean significance. It actually, she said something about it being for losers or something. I was like, whoa. But in reality, if people had hit the learn more button when it was offered, it says it no longer represents status, brand, or expertise. It simply identifies you as human. Yeah. Because now, when you do hit it and you pay the money, you have to wait for them to verify you being flesh. Because there are some really good AI accounts running around here that you would think people that aren't real people. I recently downloaded something that I saw online, and I took a picture of me like this, and the damn thing talked and moved, but it was a still picture. I was like, I think like this. And when I put the program in, this picture started doing this and all these gestures. And I said, whoa. So if that's able to do that with me, I can take my own picture. Imagine somebody that can digitally recreate a human person. Oh, yeah. Put a voice and a script to it, and then call it an Instagram page. We already had an AI rapper get nominated for a Grammy or something, or
but the singer didn't get one too.
I think it was a rapper or something. It's really deep. So that's what now the blue checks represent. That you're flesh, like fleshy flesh. Yeah.
Okay. And it's crazy because the same thing that they did when the celebrities got their verifications and whatnot, but the average Joe, if they wanted to be verified, they had to have newspaper articles. You had to have multiple articles about you. So you had to still send your identification in.
Right.
Just so they could verify. So now
I think that was the prequel. That was the prerequisite to what we can do. Like, I think everything is a prerequisite to what we can do, you know, and now it's here. And I'm pretty sure I've said in this wonderful group that we should always use this free platform before they decide that they're going to make you pay. And now here we are. I've also said, even with Meta, and I knew when the metaverse came into play and people were buying property inside of the metaverse, I said, oh, here we are. Like, we went to a Justin Bieber concert in the metaverse. I said, really? This is what we're doing? Even before that, holographic Tupac. Like, I knew it was coming. you know, this was years ago. They were simply
Mhm.
just doing a prerequisite of how far we can take this. And now you're
Yep.
seeing commercials where people are doing surgery inside of Meta and meetings inside of Meta and all these things inside of the metaverse, you know? So I would say learn it, get ahead of it,
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Oh, for
Learn it
sure.
and get ahead of it. Don't be afraid of it because it's coming whether we like it or not. Whatever these folks want to do, they're going to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
The Cash App guy who got stabbed and then this other
Oh,
thing.
geez. There was like 6 or 7 of them back to back.
Again, Cash App was the greatest threat to banks. Okay. We no longer have to go in one. I went in one the other day and didn't know what to do. I said, well, what? I ain't been in here in years. I didn't know what to do. I'm looking for a deposit slip because that tells you the last time I had been in the bank. She said, "Girl, ain't no deposit slips." I said, "Oh, well, what I do?"
Well, I would have been like you because I would have been looking for one also.
She was like, "You can just pull your account number up on your app." Okay. Oh, I didn't know. So I think with this with a person who's creating digital content, and you say you're not afraid of it, you actually welcome it. That's good. How many other people are going to welcome AI and digital? Can we work side by side? Is it going to be like Terminator 2? Like, what do you
That's how
think?
some people feel. So that's how a lot of people are feeling. A lot of my friends that are in the industry as well are like, I'm gonna lose my job. And I'm like, no, you're not. Because they're always gonna need us. Whether we think, if you think about, somebody's gonna have to check up on the information. Somebody's gonna have to go, even with like the AI robot that got the award, you still have to reprogram it. So it's always going to be an update needed, and somebody's going to have to put their hands on it to make sure it is correct. So no, I'm not worried about it
I
at
feel
all.
like, yeah, somebody's going to always have to pull the kill switch. But if not, just know that I've planned to be the head of the resistance when it all happens. Okay, I'm so gonna be your Sarah Connor, and for those people who know who that is, you already know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying. Hey, I prepared to be the head of the resistance. Okay.
Hey, look, I'm here. I'm right there with you. I know where to go.
I'm just saying. So, can you walk me through your process of developing merchandising plans? Because you offer not just social media marketing, you do merchandise. So that consists of like t-shirts, cards, flyers, digital cards. Like some people are still into paper cards. I'm a paper card person. I have a digital card. But yeah, like I have a digital card. Can't find the phone half the time. But how do you? Yeah, say it. How do you develop the process for the merchandising that goes with the content of the client that you have?
So, of course, I have to research the client's target audience, of course, the industry trends, and then competition. I do check to see competition. No, you're not in competition with anyone but yourself, but there is somebody doing the exact same thing that you're doing, and you have to see what's going on.
It's always going to be,
you know, so you got to check it out. And then once I do that, determine their budget, their goals for the merchandising plan, then we have to sit down and then come up with a strategy for the product selection, pricing. Then we have to do placement based on the research and the budget. Timeline, like what's our timeline? What are our goals? What are we going to keep track of these goals? Or are you just going to tell me to just let it flow? Because I've had some people just let it flow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I would like to pay attention to what's going on, because if you sold 100 shirts in the first 30 days and then you just sold one shirt after that, I need to know what's going on. I can't just let it. And then so once that, I present the plan to them, and then once it's approved, make the necessary revisions and go from there.
And you definitely want to make sure like what you're doing in the first 90 days and the next 90 days and your quarters. You know, what are we doing quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3? So I think that's important because, you know, I hate willy-nilly folks. You know, keep stuff in smaller goals and you'll hit them faster versus, you know, hey, I'm gonna do this in a year.
Big goals, and then you're still working towards getting them when
you're still working, or you get distracted, or you change course. You know, so you want to make sure that if you do things in quarters or smaller, girl, you know, like you said, let's see what happens after the first 100 shirts. Do we want to do 100 more? Can we pick it up to 200? You know,
Yes.
instead of jumping off the box and saying, give me 6,000 shirts. Like, what? Wait a minute.
And then you're sitting on your shirts. You're sitting
You're
because
sitting on your shirts.
your 100 people already got what they want, and they don't want another one. So,
And more likely, people trying to aim for the last 100 people that they, you know, because you know us. Oh, my friend said she was gonna buy one. What?
yeah, don't rely on your friends and family.
Never ever. If you get into business relying on friends and family, you've already failed.
One thing my mentor told me was get out of your comfort zone. Come out of that. Come out of that. Yeah.
Kick those walls down. Because there's no comfort zone in business. You have to do some stuff that you don't like to do.
Exactly.
I can't stand people who say, well, I'm shy. In business, make that make sense. How does that work? How do you expect to approach people and talk about your business if you're shy? Make the whole thing make sense. So business does not have a comfort zone. Not at all. You have to learn how to pivot very quickly and how to be creative. Because sometimes what you had in your brain doesn't always look good when you actually start putting it into play. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
And I'm not above that. I'm definitely a person who has worked it out in her brain, started putting it together and was like, that don't make no damn sense at all.
No, yeah, and I'm still a pencil paper person, so I have to put it on paper before I can do anything else. Because if I don't, then it's gone.
And I ask a lot of people this because, like you said, there's a lot of people that do the same thing. So as a person who's a content creator or that does what you do, is there anybody in your particular field that you look up to, like that kind of inspired you to get into this, that was like, you know what, that's dope, I think I would do that?
No. Be honest. No. I follow people, but there's no one that does what I do that made me go, oh. I just look at stuff and be like, oh, okay, let me see if I can do it.
Now, so a person that may want to get into this, do you have any advice for them? For someone wanting to pursue being a content creator or something like that?
Take your time. And you don't have to look your best. So many people think that when it comes to creating content, it has to be 100% perfect, and it doesn't.
And it does not.
If you are, no, you could wake up, brush your teeth, you might have snot coming out your nose because you missed a spot. People will still watch your stuff.
It's
People
content.
still watch your stuff. It's something for them to look at. It's something for them to talk about. You can get views because you got snot coming out your nose. I mean,
and I'm pretty sure I mentioned this. We live in a very nosy society. So everything, and the great thing is when reels, not even reels, but just videos on Instagram started, everybody was fabulous. I mean, people was getting their hair done, all types of stuff.
Scheduling 12 hours to do everything, and you had your makeup team and your hair team there, and
for 30 seconds of video. Today, everything is content. Every single solitary thing you do is content. Like literally, like she said, you wake up, snot falling out your nose, that's content. Okay, you wake up, that's content.
That's content. Roll over. Hi.
Yeah, I look at some of these videos and I just be like, who taking these videos? Like, I saw something where somebody was at their desk typing and the desk was so pretty and had all this pretty stuff on there. And she's like, I'm getting work done. No, you're not. Because as a person who has a very messy desk, who gets work done, I like to know what world you're living in that your desk is this clean. Now, it took me 4 days to clean my desk, and it looks a little better, but I still have a bunch of stuff that I need to follow up on. The content, just even when people get it, you see the ones where they come up and they open the curtains in the morning. Somebody went and set up a camera first, hit record, walk back out the room, walk back in this room, and pulled the curtains open. It is not rocket science, people.
Yeah, I mean it's simple, and you do not have to have the best content. You don't have to have the best camera. You can use your phone.
You can use your phone, tablet. There's unless you're on Real Housewives or something, there's no camera crew just catching you get up and brush your teeth.
And I try to tell a lot of people, especially in the business, whatever you're doing, set up your camera. If you're just sitting at your desk getting work done. Just have your camera set up so people's information isn't showing. You're working.
You're working.
You have something. Just let them, hey, and you send it to me and I'll put it in the thing. What a busy day at the office. We're done. We're done. So that's all you gotta do.
I was at a conference. The sad thing is that really is what goes through my mind when I'm at a conference. It's definitely not me listening. I am singing songs in my head. It wasn't particularly Usher, but I do that. So when I saw it, it kind of resonated. I said, oh God, that is what I do. I zone out in conferences, okay? Complete meetings, conferences, anything where I got to stay still and pay attention. Lena's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
But that post damn near went viral because everybody was like, right, yep. So everything is content. Even if you go out, take a few shots, make a little, reel. For me, short reels work because that just makes people come back. Mm-hmm. And post it. Don't be afraid. Don't put too much thought into it. And I had to learn that because as a person who doesn't come from social media, I'm an old person. I don't get off into that. So as a person who doesn't come from the social media world, as a person who's had Yahoo since 94, this isn't my thing. Yeah, I've had the same Yahoo account since 94. Okay, it was when Yahoo came out for real. And we got computers in high school and they said, hey, you can get an email. And I was like, woo, I've had the same account. Okay. I very rarely Gmail. Yahoo is it. I'm a Yahoo girl. I don't come from social media. So I had to learn to not overthink it, and just be like, I just post all types of nonsense. You see me in the garden, I'm throwing tomatoes at people. It's all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay. So everything is content. And if you don't have time or you need someone, hire someone to do it. It does cost. It is not a free thing.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, I'm going to say this on yet another episode. This thing with, I'm going to make you rich, but I'm not going to get rich in the process. Makes no sense. You're going to have to pay. Social media people are not cheap. Some of them are, most of them are not. And they shouldn't be because they are literally sitting around gathering all your stuff to make it make sense to everybody else.
And then one thing I would say is if you do decide to hire someone, please have all your information that you need in order. I cannot stress that enough as to, hey, I need you to do X, Y, Z. And I say, okay, great. Can I get, the information? You have this event coming up. What do you want done? And
you don't have everything. It's
I can do something, but it's not going to be what you want it to be.
And have realistic
with the minimum. Yeah.
Have realistic timelines. Have realistic timelines on things. Yes, they are content creators. They are not magicians. Okay.
And that's like with merch as well. For the most part, I try to do a 2-week turnaround when it comes to things. Can't make any promises because if I have clients back to back, then you got to get on, of course, the calendar for me to do your stuff. So
yeah. Realistic timelines for people. Don't be trying to call people 2 weeks before some stuff talking about you need something. That's not realistic. Okay. We'll give people 30 days. You got 30 days because that gives you time to not only create something, but make changes and make those changes be able to go into effect at a decent time. So I totally get that. Meghan, do you have any final wonderful words for this wonderful group of people?
Well, thank you for having me. I would like to shout out you for having me. It only took 975 days for me to get on here, and that's my fault. It did. But that's here nor there. I'm here.
It's here, okay? It's here and there.
I'm here. Also, I am, since we are here in the group, I am hosting a networking event September 23rd. Mark your calendar, save the date, but I'm looking for businesses that are interested in having their products promoted in our swag bags. So I did put a form in the group. So if you see it, fill it out if you're interested. Products don't have to be turned in until September 1st, but
so you got time
to know who is interested and I'll be getting in contact with you. So, and then I'll post it later again tonight, but if you need anything, just let me know. I'm here for you. I'm in the group.
She's going to post all of her info in the group. She also posts to the group anyway, because she's, guess what, on the admin team. So you see her post anyway, but she's going to put all of her information into the group, the event that's coming up. We
Mhm.
also have a special, while I got her here in the group, we have a special event coming up exclusively for the Sister to Sister group. So you
Yes.
ladies look out for that. That information will be coming probably as soon as tomorrow. We got some great opportunities for you all, for the ladies in the group. We haven't been together in quite some time. And I always like to get the group together, especially the ones that are local, get together and just network with one another. So I definitely wanted to make our next event exclusively for our group. The shower was great, and we're going to do another one, but I want to
Amazing.
amazing shower, great shower. God, I mean, like, still, like, humble.
Like, that was awesome. It was, and to see everyone come together, like it.
It was a tearjerker, but
businesses coming together, women coming together. Like, that was awesome.
People that came on time, okay? I'm so proud of y'all, because I didn't think so. Okay, they was up there 11:30. They was like, excuse me. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, it's just 11:30. So shout out to you all. But no, look out for the sister event. It's just going to be for our group. Yes, you can bring somebody. I'm not saying, no, you're not in the group, you can't get in. No, you can definitely bring a guest, but it's going to be here for the sister group. Megan, can you give us all your socials, your website, information, contact? Let us know how we can reach you.
Nfluenced Inc on everything. Influence without the I.
About to say, because I know it's spelled differently.
Influence without the I. Nfluenced Inc on everything. Every platform, email, info@nfluencedenc.com, influencedenc.com, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Nfluenced Inc.
Everything. So with that being said, you can contact Miss Megan. She's in the group, so you have 24-hour access to her. Blow her up. If you need social media management, and somebody in the group, and I believe that was Ann, said that she needs some social media help, please reach out to her. But if you need social media assistance, there's so many people still not posting to social media. You still got time before they just completely check us up out of here. But again, while it's still free, while you do still have free options, still post to your social media pages. And if you need help with that, Megan, I'm pretty sure there's some other folks in the group also.
I will gladly assist.
She will gladly assist. Hey, this group is full of wonderful, wonderful women who does wonderful, wonderful things. Have you ever just put your notice out in the group and asked for what you want? You shall receive. You might receive if you just put it out there. So thank you, Megan, my dear.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Taking the wonderful time out to be on this episode of the Black Girl Business Hour. We have another wonderful show coming up next week. That is on April 12th. Today is the 12th. Nope. It's
today. 12th.
It's April 19th. Look, y'all. Hey, it's April 19th, and that show is going to be special because that will be my first male guest. Right. Okay. So that is going to be a great show. I hope you all tune in. Okay, it's a great show. So we branching out in the Black Girl Business Hour. Okay, it's not just for the sisters; it's for the brothers too. So that's going to be a great show. Like I said, we have 2 more interviews coming up at the end of the month. We're going to be speaking with Miss Ionica Smith, who is the owner of the Detroit Natural Hair Expo, which is coming up very soon. Yay! So that's going to be a great show. Let me thank my sponsors. Ruthies List, again, please go to ruthiesList.com and register your business on Ruthies List. It is a wonderful directory for Black-owned businesses. So make sure you go to ruthiesList.com and register your business. If you catch the replay, of course, you can put your comments in the chat and Megan or myself will answer them. Other than that, you ladies have been awesome. And thank you so much for hanging out with me and Megan today on the Black Girl Business Hour. Of course, make sure you are following my YouTube page at Business Beauty Rebel 216. You ladies have been awesome. Thank you, Megan. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And hey, don't do nothing I wouldn't do this weekend because it's supposed to be semi-nice. All right. I'll talk to you all soon. Deuces.